Well, there's two sides to a team's performance pullback, which is the emotional and the analytical. Now, the analytical side is definitely the easier part that most of you watching this video will know how to do, which is seeing the writing on the wall, whether it's looking at the sales trackers, seeing the performance dip, the overall team or business KPIs, or you're watching the call volume dip or the cash collected pullback. That part is easy to see the writing on the wall. The hard part is the emotional side. How do you put the fire back into your troops to be able to get them to go out there and close more cash? And what's important to know about firing up your sales team is that it can be done in two ways, through two types of language: motivational language and inspirational language. Now let's talk about the differences between these two, because if you've never heard it before, well, they for sure are not the same thing. A lot of people mix these two, and it makes their communication much less effective, and more importantly, prevents you from maybe getting the performance out of the team that you would like. So motivational language is about making things attainable. Motivation is fundamentally the art of either receiving a new piece of information, a fact, or having a change in your circumstances that now makes something that was once unachievable, achievable. Inspiration is about feeling good or reframing the current circumstances that someone is in. A lot of sales calls are inspiring people to change through encouraging them by telling them that they are capable, versus motivation, where you're actually giving them tools and resources. Let me give you two concrete examples. If you have ever been in a slump in your sales career where you're just getting stuck with one specific type of objection or type of lead that you can't close, and you go and get training from somebody who shows you exactly what to say and how to handle it, you now feel motivated. Maybe you see those clever clips, those shorts on Instagram of people telling you, use this line in sales to get a deal over the line. That is very motivational stuff, because if you feel like if you use it, you apply it. But what's important about it being motivational is that it's new information, a new resource, a new tool, a fact, something for you to try and apply to get a result you otherwise weren't able to achieve. Versus inspiration, which is more about reframing the circumstances, affirmations, praise, positivity. Those are like the videos you watch on YouTube of David Goggins yelling at you to go harder, right? It's not necessarily giving you anything you can use and apply to make a result unachievable. It's giving you an emotional state that feels good, that makes you want to try again. So when do you use these in sales management? Well, inspiration is something you should be using on a daily basis. All of your sales team meetings should be inspirational. The way that you do this is by having positive dialogue, positive language, having an optimistic viewpoint that you communicate from, and inspiring your team for what's to come and what's coming into the future. Hey, we're making our products better. Our services are getting stronger. Showing them client results, wins, and testimonials, right? Well, seeing a physical client win isn't giving them something they can use in a call. Well, they might use it to close a deal, but it's more about them feeling conviction in the company. And that alone is enough to create a state change, to get people to go out there and start the day strong. Motivation is what you use when things get hard, which is trying to lean into creating a sense of togetherness or giving them resources to be able to overcome the slump that they are in. The way that you do this is through inclusive language, where you talk about how we are in this together as a collective. Here's tools and things that you can use inside of your sales call. Let's review a call, break it down. Let's drill it and practice it live. And another thing that's really important for overcoming a slump is changing the expectation to something that feels more achievable, right? Setting a new expectation can be very motivating because it puts them in a position where they can now attain. My favorite way to do this is tell the team, why are you expecting it to be easy? Why are you expecting people to show up and want to buy? Why are you expecting people to want what you have and people to just understand and do it? You need to change the expectation. People are not wanting to buy. You need to reset the expectation. People don't want to spend large amounts of money. People don't want to change. People prefer comfort over pain. And with that new set of expectations set in, it now feels way more achievable, because instead of fighting reality because it's not the way that they would like it to be, they can embrace it because it's now the way that it is. So I encourage you to try these things. So once more, to bring the point home, inspiration is about giving them positive praise. You are doing good. The company has new innovations and is going good places. Here's some of our customers that are getting results. Start the day feeling strong and positive. Motivation is giving them tools and resources they can use, such as change the expectation. Why do you want it to be easy? Let's practice something live. And more importantly, we are in this together. It is us that is moving this ball up the hill, not just you, us as a collective, right? When you bind them together and help them understand that it was us as a team that brought our highest month, it is us as a team that will save this month, things now become achievable because they're no longer alone, right? That is an actual resource that you're giving them, each other. And if you use the two properly, well, hopefully it will prevent your team from getting in a slump altogether.